Shohei Ohtani. Let me show you what he did last night. Dodgers, Padres. Ohtani, this is the first pitch of the game. Shohei Ohtani sends that one. He is the second career leadoff home run in a game in which he is pitching. No one else in history ever did it even once.
Wow.
Dodgers take the lead. This was his first game batting and pitching since April 22nd. Again, he hits the first pitch of the game out of the ballpark, and now we're in the bottom of the first, and look at him mowing them down. That's Andujar that he gets, and then Gavin Sheets. So Ohtani striking out 2 in the first, and we go to the 5th, and he's still out there. The Dodgers leading it by a 3-0 score. They got the bases loaded and 1 out. Leave Ohtani out there to face Tatis Jr., or they're going to turn 2 behind him. Ohtani finishes 5, 3 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts. Dodgers win 4-0. Ohtani has an ERA of 0.73, the second lowest by a Dodger pitcher through 8 starts of a season since ERA first became official, which wasn't that long ago. It was 1912. The only other pitcher with a lower ERA was Fernando Valenzuela in that magical Cy Young year of 1981. So you have made that comparison. I wanted to do this today in particular because we're seeing Wembanyama every other night now, and we see Ohtani doing things that have quite literally never been done before.
When you look on a list, it's like when we talk about Wembanyama on a list with Wilt.
Yeah.
When you're on a list that says Sandy Koufax.
Right.
And it just gives you pause. And what's interesting to me is how they figure out internally. We'd have to sort of ask Buster Olney, one of our baseball people, what had to happen to get him back in the lineup with a bat? Mm-hmm. Because obviously the Dodgers were saying, on some level, we don't want to burn you out in April, May. And I get that. And they may have to do this periodically. They don't want to burn him out. But when you see that, it's so demoralizing. And Greedy, nobody in the I-95 corridor where we sit wants to hear this now. But that is the best rivalry in baseball. Many people don't see it. So many of the games take place at midnight Eastern.
Yep.
But Dodgers-Padres has now for 2 or 3 years been extraordinary. And for Shohei to go out and do that last night there in San Diego, amazing.
5 innings, no runs, and a home run.
And here we go. First pitch from Randy Vasquez is swung on, hit in the air to deep right center field. Merrill is back at the wall. He will leap, and it is gone. Home run for Ohtani on the first pitch of the ball game. He's their starting pitcher, and he just homered to begin the game.
Yeah, a lot of uncertainty coming into this outing because the field wasn't great. And so the results were good, but as you saw, the process wasn't that great.
A little bit of a grind in the sense that I don't think he felt his best. I think in that 3rd or 4th inning, you can see him putting the governor on his fastball and just managing it, and then reaching back for more when he needed to. So I don't think he had his best stuff tonight, but he found a way to get big outs when he needed to.
That's a win for LA. They shut out the Padres 4-0. They win the last 2 games of the series and take the series.
You heard from Dave Roberts, the manager of the LA Dodgers, and Shohei Ohtani. And Shohei Ohtani sets the tone early, gets the home run off Randy Vasquez, who, scouting reports say he's going to come to the top part of the zone early. If you meet him there, you could have good results. Shohei Ohtani did not wait. Got jammed on the pitch. All right. This shows you how strong he is. This got it wasn't barreled, but he is just so strong and had carry, and he was able to get that home run right over Jackson Merrill's reach, who, by the way, had to come out of the game because of collision with the wall. Only had 1 at bat, 0 for 1. But the story was Shohei Ohtani. Fastball up, Yahtzee. Then he goes out there and he does not pitch his best. He's right. He had 2 innings where he had 15 pitches. That was the most economical he was in any of the innings. He had 2 other innings where he had 18 pitches. So, and then in the first inning, he had 22. A lot of high-stress pitches, a total of 88 pitches through 5 innings. He's always said, I can compartmentalize one from the other. And yesterday was that moment. Now you're asking yourself, why did they allow him to hit and pitch this time around instead of going with Dalton Rushing on the DH side or not? Look, a couple reasons. One, they're on the road. so you can predict when he's going to hit early. He's the first hitter, takes 3 left turns, 1-0. Then he can take his time, go out on the mound. But second, they made it different. They swapped him and Emmett Sheehan around, so they can have a day off, which they do have today. And they've noticed from other days that it's the day after that he feels it. So might as well now with his legs. Now he has a day off. He's probably sleeping like Mickey, my dog, that sleeps like 20 hours a day now. So you're looking at Shohei probably sleeping now. And by the time we come on air tomorrow, he'll probably still be sleeping.
Yeah. By the way, how's Mickey's stomach doing these days? I know you had some issues there a couple weeks ago. Is he doing a little better? Okay, good.
He's doing well. He's doing well. Got his teeth cleaned. He's looking sharp right now, man.
Oh,
he's
nice.
looking sharp.
I love that. Good. Glad to hear that. As is Ohtani, yeah.
$180 to get your teeth cleaned.
For a dog.
We got to talk. It's a toy poodle. It's not a big mouth, man. It's not a big mouth. Let's go. Let's clean it up a little bit here.
I mean, it's got to be tough to keep the dog's mouth open while you're trying to clean the teeth, right? I mean,
it's a poodle.
I would think
it's a toy poodle.
Right, but how do you keep his mouth open?
And no anesthesia either. So it's look, I just say, Mickey, open your mouth. He goes, ah.
Huh?
That's but you have to say it in Spanish, though. He doesn't understand.
What does Mickey say? What does Mickey say? You know what? They're saying that in Cincinnati right now because they're playing some good baseball. Finally got back on track again. Beating up the Phillies, who had been red hot. We'll tell you what happened yesterday. Next in the leadoff spot on MLB Network Radio. Welcome into the leadoff spot on MLB Network Radio, now live simulcast on MLB Network TV as well. Eduardo Perez in the house today. Steve Phillips here with you as well. And we're certainly glad to have all of you on board with us. We always kick off the 9 o'clock Eastern Time hour by taking you around the bases, hitting all the top stories of the day. So we start with the single, and that's that the Minnesota Twins taking on the Houston Astros, had Joe Ryan on the mound, did the Twinkies, and Derek Shelton's, the Fighting Sheltons, were able to get the job done, led by their ace starting pitcher.
Hit high in the air, left center field, might have a chance. Track wall, out of here. 3-run homer for Kreidler. And the Twins take a 4-1 lead.
Whether it's 26 guys or 28 or 29 or however many we've used, we have to use our whole roster. And in the case of like Brooks and Amart, we've kind of run them pretty hard, give them a day off. And it's really nice to see that the guys that are filling in or are playing today were contributed. And we did a good job. I mean, that's a team win.
Swung on and missed, got him on the bender. It is the second strikeout of Pena this afternoon, 9 strikeouts. For Ryan, 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of the 5th.
15 punch-outs, no walks. Early on, a ton of foul balls for Joe, and then I think he got better as the game went on. But overall, really well-pitched game.
You heard the voice of Derek Shelton there trying to land the plane, talking about his pitching, and was able to do so slowly, but he got there. And it's sort of like the same outing as Joe Ryan did yesterday. In the first 2 innings, he threw 44 pitches. And you're wondering, how long can he go? Well, he did not walk a hitter. He struck out 9. And the most important thing, he ended up going 6 innings, being able to allow his bullpen to get the job done at the end. And you heard it, 3 up, 3 down, being able to strike out the side in the 4th inning, really did play as he threw 19 pitches there, but it was in the 5th inning that he was able to go out there for another one because he threw 9 pitches that inning, and getting the last 12 guys out consecutively, I think really did play for Joe Ryan. But keeping the ball down, getting ahead in counts, and making the adjustment within the game played. And you look at the offense of the Minnesota Twins, it's simple. It comes down to the bottom of the order. Can they get the job done? They did. Victor Caratini goes deep against his former team in the 2nd inning, gives them a 1-0 lead. Again, in the 4th inning, with 2 outs, gets a base hit, a walk, and then a blast by Ryan Nidler, who ended up going deep to the pull side and left field. That gives them a 4-run lead, and it settled down Joe Ryan and the rest of the staff.
Yeah, so how about this for the Twins pitching staff? 15 strikeouts combined, 0 walks. that is pounding the strike zone. And on the other side of it, the Twins hitters only struck out 3 times during the course of the game. So putting the ball in play. I mean, that you start looking at reasons why teams win and lose games. And certainly you look at the one yesterday, it seemed pretty clear. Joe Ryan pounded the strike zone, as did Yohendrys Gomez and Morris at the end of the game, getting the job done for Minnesota. So the Twins win that one 4-1. And I'm worried about the Astros, Eduardo. I think that the pitching injuries have really taken a toll. Not having Jose Altuve in the lineup is taking a toll. They do have Jeremy Pena back, but only able to muster 3 hits against Joe Ryan in this game and only 5 overall. I'm very concerned, the Astros, that this isn't going to turn around for them.
It's not anytime soon. Carlos Correa going down, does not play. If you look at the pitching in the arms that are on the IL right now for the Houston Astros, they're taking major hits, right? They're asking guys to grow up quickly. And I love the fact that you mentioned how the Twins were able to win this game. It's because they pounded the strike zone. They continued to, they got swings and misses in the zone. This is what the Houston Astros have to do as well, and it's hard to do when you have a young staff. You're going to get the inconsistencies. Not having Ronel Blanco all year, that's hurting. Just the guys, Hunter Brown on the IL, that's a major blow. That's your number one. Obviously, not getting Framber Valdez back this year also plays in just the inexperience that's going on right now in that staff.
Yeah, and no Altuve, he's out with an injury, an oblique injury. And the problem for Joe Espada is that he can't afford to take Yordan Alvarez out of the lineup because he needs to find a way to score because the pitching's not been there. But you probably can't afford not to take him out of the lineup on occasion because the goal is keep him healthy over the course of 162 for as many games as you can.
Lead off.
But you also feel like if you don't have him in there, we don't have a chance. But if you do put him in and he wears down, he gets hurt again, then you're in trouble. So you would put Alvarez in the leadoff spot.
Hit him lead off. To me, you create the havoc, right? You got Shohei Ohtani and I know their lineup is deeper in LA, but I want to make sure that if there's an opportunity for that 5th at bat, I want Yordan Alvarez to have it.
Yeah,
I want Yordan Alvarez to have it.
I need okay with it. Yeah, you do definitely do. Can you imagine if Yordan was still with the Dodgers? Remember, he was a Dodger originally and then traded for Josh Fields. And it shows that even the greatest front offices make some mistakes at times overall. With no mistaking, we round first, go to second with a double in the pitchers duel we had in the Bronx yesterday. It rained cats and dogs for a while here in the New York tri-state area. We got so much rain in Connecticut.